Hello class. Okay, so in this video we're going to work on the send message component, but before we do that we're just gonna fix a few things by going to Visual Studio, and then in our chat SAS file here in the message body we're going to write bottom left radius, that's 0. All right, and make this important. All right, and then here in the message body receiver we're also going to add border radius bottom left. All right, make this bottom right 0, and here 0 to the top here, important. Okay, and also we're gonna go to our chat list header. In the image, let's make the image to a size of 39. I think it's too big. 39. Okay, so now if we go back to our thing and refresh, okay, so I was trying to get this, we put a curve here, a curve, and then a straight, like sharp, edge on the different message bodies. All right, and also the image is reduced in size, which is good. All right, so let's get down to working on the send message component. So we're gonna go to Visual Studio, and then in our chat box we added a message component. I realize it's still here, so if you still have this chat box footer, just remove it and then close this one, and then open send message, because we also have it here, so we're gonna work with this here. So real quick, just type form, enter. All right, and then here custom form group. Right, in here we're gonna add input, then let's add a class to that. All right, make it control, and then button, add a type, submit, class, submit, of course, submit. All right, so I'm gonna copy this, Control C. Let's go back to our chat SAS file, and then to the bottom here in our chat box footer, paste this class form group. Let's make this in the chat box footer display flex. All right, and then in here let's also make display flex no wrap, and then in down below again we're gonna get the control element, and after control we also have another class called submit. All right, so this is going to have a width of 90%. This is going to have a width 10%. All right, and then in the form control here, this is going to be outline 0. All right, box shadow 0, background color Gainsborough, border radius, make it 11 pixels. Here in the submit, we're gonna add font size, let's say 17 pixels, font weight bold, color $, base color. All right, so and also make the footer width 100, display flex, wrap, no wrap. Well, let's go back to our, and also let's add center text. This one, form group, margin, auto 0. All right, let's go back to our Chrome and refresh. Well, we have something like this. All right, not as pretty, but okay. So let's go back to our Visual Studio, and then in our send message here, let's add send in the button. Let's go back to our, then while in here, let's make this outside. Let this be out so it will not interfere with the flow of the Flex container. All right, go back to the chat, and in here let's make border 0 in the control, border 0, the margin auto and 0. All right, and also let's make the form group width to 100%. All right, if we refresh, all right, so now it's gone okay, but let's just make a few more changes. Go back, and in here in the form group, let's add a padding 2 pixels and 6 pixels. And here the color of this, let's make it light a little bit, not very light, just a little bit. And then the submit, let's add a padding 4 pixels, 5 pixels. If we go and refresh, all right, so it's like this. And let's make this text align center. Now I go back. That did not work. Okay, so I realized that we have to put the class here. In the send message component, add submit to the class. And then if we go and refresh now, it should add the class. Alright, so we successfully created this send message component, but let's remove the outline. So go back here. First of all, in the send message component, placeholder, write message. Here we're going to add an ampersand, and then say focus, box shadow 0, outline none, border style 0. If we go back, refresh. Alright, so now it's working fine. We don't have a outline on focus. So before we end the video, let me just make this an overflow. We can test this. It's working fine on all devices, but there's an overflow here that we gotta fix. So let's go back to our Visual Studio and then go to the message body. In the chat box body, in here we're going to add an overflow scroll, overflow hidden. And then here in the footer, let's add a background color of white. If we go back and refresh, alright, then nothing will be seen now. But if we go back to our footer and also change this border color to light gray somewhere there. Yes, if we open our chat box, let's just copy this, create another one and another one, go back to our chat, refresh, and now we have a thing. It is going down, but it is not scrolling. Right, it is not scrolling. Alright, so let's go back to our chat, go back to our message body, height, let's set a height of 87%. Bottom, let's set this footer height. Alright, and then the footer itself, let's go back to our chat, refresh. Alright, now we have a good scroll here. We have a good scroll. If it overflows, it will just scroll and work perfectly like that. Alright, so now let's just go back, and then one last thing. In the message chat body here, let's add a padding bottom, add a plus 3 pixels, and also the padding, add there, make it 17 pixels. Let's make the height 79%. So if we go back and refresh, alright, so it's scrolling now perfectly with the height and the padding on the bottom, padding on the top. So this is it for this video. I'll see you in the next video where we are going to now work on the responsiveness of this so it can work perfect on all devices. Alright, see you in the next video. Bye bye.